Hi, everybody. Just to mention, we could use a few more questions, getting near the lower part. And thanks in advance for doing that. We have still two questions by Dominic. If I'm not mistaken, we didn't answer those or talk about them. And Dominic from Scotland says, is it possible to share an experience of higher states without claiming ownership, even when convinced that it may be helpful to someone to hear it? The result is that there is a subtle claiming that takes place. Okay. This is difficult. We end up talking about the idea of trying to perceive the difference between energy coming in and our own intensity. This is really hard because most of the time we don't even realize that we're fairly intense in our relationship with engaging with the world. We have a kind of level within ourselves that we don't even know about, which we call normal. And that normal is a kind of place where we are involved with our own intensity, and it appears to us to be kind of relaxed and kind of cool. And in fact, it's not relaxed, or is it cool? However, it's not negative. It's a place where we have attempted to find our own version of what a person might call a balance within ourselves. And that is affected by, of course, our training. And of course, what we do to handle our training. And the images that we create that are part of the cocoon-like equipment that we envisage that supports our being okay. So when a question comes up like this, Dom, it's a really pertinent question. Fortunately for us, in a kind of a way, our first levels of growing are the beginnings of becoming aware of our own energy and intensity. This has always been the case, and it will continue to be so. This we're not prepared for, in a way, because in our ways of thinking about ourselves, the two are not equal. In other words, we perceive that we should be like that or like this rather than being like that. And this is very important to us because if we're not insulated a little bit by ourselves, we would feel extremely vulnerable and much too difficult to deal with that. So even in our increasing perception around noticing how we function, we will be a little bit reticent in how we describe the world that engages with us, including the world that we live in ourselves. And I'm talking about a vibrational world or an energetic world. So the key in this is to attempt to remember, even though it seems ridiculous, we do not perceive well how our intensity is within ourselves, because it is relative. That perception is relative to what we need to perceive to value our relationship with how we function. This has always been difficult in the process of internal growth, and it remains so. So, when energy is operating through us, it's a bit normal to misunderstand or not be able to perceive the difference between your engagement with how you think things should be and the actual engagement with how things are. So this is a learning process. And when you speak the word process, it's actually annoying from time to time, because there are moments when you can actually handle perceiving how your intensity may be, and other moments where you can't. It's just part of the nature of growing. It really messes up the idea that as we grow, we are no longer so-called self-centered or egocentric, one could say. And of course, many definitions of ego, and I'm talking about the definition of ego that relates to not a negative thing, but relates to the idea of a personality, period. We all have them. That is your ego. How you engage with that is related to maintaining that centricity and the value of you. This is a vital aspect of how we've all been brought up. At some point in our development, it's not a verbal thing. It's not an intellectual thing. You begin to notice the vulnerability of every living human being, and how difficult that is relates to how you respond to this. And in a kind of a way, a response that is not normal is a response that relates directly to being helped to see things beyond how a personality can conceive and perceive them. Well, that's quite a statement to make. So our personalities are literally constructed for the purpose of engaging on this plane in a manner that has been trained into us. And let me say that slightly differently. That we reflexively engage with this training and come up with a way of almost mimicking the trainers that we've had. At the same time, that self tries not to be like those trainers, depending on the evaluation of how one functions, or an individual self functions, for the purpose of maintaining a value within themselves for themselves. And this creates a tremendous level of vulnerability. It does not allow us to perceive clearly the difference between these plane engagements and higher state engagements. Fortunately for us, in the of all in all humanity, there are stages of development where you come face to face with an engagement with energy that you know for sure is not you. You perceive it. If you have learned to perceive internally, then you will know it's not you, because you'll know the difference between that which operates through you and the you that you already consider relevant. It is strikingly different. This can be very scary for people. But in a softer manner, sometimes you have thoughts within your mind. It's your head, so it must be your thoughts, right? That are slightly different and support an idea that you are becoming aware of within you that might be yours. I said that the way I meant it to be said, I guess. It may be a thought from another state, but since it's your head, we are trained to know anything that's in your head is yours. It isn't true. Even around other people, their thoughts can penetrate the membrane of consciousness that we hold dear to ourselves if we are in a position of need to figure out what we're going to say next. And we're often in that position. We never stop to think, is this my thought? Is this how I normally think? Or is this something that is different than what I normally think? These little tiny things begin to help us to understand that there may be something different going on than what we've already figured out. We don't like this thought simply because it penetrates through the vulnerability screen that we set up. And what I mean by that is it breaks down the idea that every thought that may penetrate into your so-called mental emotional system is yours. As you proceed in the process of growing, you find that that may not be exactly true. You're noticing even subtle influences that are different than how you normally operate. This is a big field of misunderstanding that can go on. You walk into a room where people have been arguing, and if you have a certain level of sensitivity, you'll join in. You'll find yourself a little more hyper or intense than you were before. If you have been engaging in that way, and you walk into a room that's fairly quiet, engaging with folks, the intensity will build up. It's something that animals have known for a long time. It's something that we take off the docket because we have the illusion of thinking that anything that is in our head is pre-designed or refined and expressed through our verbal system in a way that we believe must be valuable. So this is a complicated thing. So when you ask a question, is it possible to share an experience of higher states without claiming ownership? Initially, it's very, very difficult because of the way we actually function here on these planes. But eventually, you begin slowly to notice the difference. And the difference can be in a not so positive way, or in an extremely positive way, or anywhere in the middle. It also has a relative continuum, related to, of course, how you believe you function, and how your defensive system is compiled in a manner to self-support legitimately how you engage with the world. This is a really important question that everyone will eventually ask themselves and engage with and start inquiring in moments that are related to you and your personality. Those moments will be, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I acting like this? This doesn't make any sense to me. And you will come up with answers relative to you. And remember, they will be self-protective. In other words, protective of the image self that you have created for the purpose of engaging with this world. And you love it. It is an act of love that you have been involved with, no matter what. And that love is related to a love similar to how you have been helped, backgrounds, because some of that engagement is entangled in you as you engage with others. And some of it you've never seen before because you couldn't. And, however, the question still is it possible to begin to be aware that higher states are interacting energetically, I'll add. It could be verbally, it could be in various ways, and that's really tenuous. Pretty scary because initially you can take credit for everything, and would, possibly, unless you've been helped to see through you and in you with respect, not negation, with respect, and begin to understand that others are in the same boat as they grow. So you learn from it, finding out how difficult it is for you to be honest and clearer with seeing you as you are, and this is really difficult, because that honesty within you, that sincerity, is a thing that is looked for by higher states. This is my opinion on how I see things. So, that honesty within you, even if you say something that isn't quite honest from your perspective, see it honestly. Don't let it slip by you. And in that, you will find a kind of sense of, kind of an opening, kind of a willingness to understand that you're noticing something that you've not noticed before. And that is a difference. And when that difference gets stronger, you can be aware that it was something other than you, and you know that to be true because you're honest with yourself. And it's just there in you, and you know it. That's the time when you stop telling other people about how important you are, because that happens to you. How superior you are, because you're the one that can perceive it. And you begin in a kind of a way to help others. Just by being there, energy can operate through you to be helpful and supportive to the growing of another or others. Has nothing to do with you at all, except you're kind of a framework. Well, this is annoying to most people. Why bother being a framework? It's much better if you can take credit for it. Makes you feel really good in the world we live in. So this is I could say it's almost a long-winded response, but it isn't, because these are the nuts and bolts of a movement towards understanding within yourself. And therefore, you know then, you are in a growing process within you. Others can help as long as they don't put their own personality stuff in it. Energy can operate through. Some, actually, strangely enough, almost through anyone in any given circumstance for a purpose of helping others. The dilemma with that is, well, number one, the good thing is our awareness is not very high. It's focused on ourselves. Mostly. That's a good defense. That way we can defend ourselves. We have no awareness of anything else, then nothing else exists. That's how it works. It's a mechanistic kind of evaluation. We are it. We are the God, if you want to use that term. We are a form that is a plausible form, a functional form. It operates on more than one level, but our focus is on a kind of leveling construct that relates to a thing called personality. That's just a name we call it. And it's evaluated all the time by others, whether they say something or don't. It's the way of this world. It's not good, bad, or whatever, but it is. And if something occurs that's uncomfortable, then it's evaluated as such or worse. Or comfortable, your view, it's evaluated differently. It's normal. It's not about 50 people I happen to know or 150 people I have met. It's everybody does this. No issue with that. It's how it is here. But as you keep meditating, as you keep trying to notice what you're doing inside, you try and help yourself how little or how much you can do that. Slowly. And meditation in my world is, from my perspective, is a kind of a prayer. an engagement. You want to find your way through you to a place where you can understand through watching you. Therefore, being able to be trained, a part of training, so you can perceive that which is not you operating through you or in you. So many images that we've shown in some seminars of two people transmitting energy to each other. Yes, those chakras were there, emitting energy relative to the growth of another. And people helping, one person helping in this way, the other person helping in another way. Finding levels of balance within their lives. Finding it difficult to handle the opening of more energy in a certain area coming on than other areas. These things are very important because it occurs every day. You see people, you engage with people, you relate to people, and they are transmitting. Doesn't mean they know they're transmitting. They're transmitting themselves and the kind of engagement that they have in their own life from their perspective. And it has an impact on folks. Folks are constantly rebalancing within them, finding a middle ground that is akin to how they normally have been trained to grow up. Growing up meaning become an adult in our world of this form, this bipedal form. So yes, it can happen and does happen and will happen. But we are less patient with the waiting and intensely engaged with the need to have it happen, one could say, at least from appearance's sake, and in the other case, not wanting to move past how we are because it is comforting to us and we're used to it. It doesn't mean it's bad. It means we're used to it. And we reflex and engage emotionally, physically, and mentally to maintain this on a very reactive scale. And that does not devalue growing. Continue the best you can, and remember, you grow through you. That's not bad versus good. That's an engagement with learning. This is from my perspective, of course. You'll have your own. I wish you well with that. There's a third question. How can I allow space in my actions? And I think he meant my actions to trust in the guidance to enter as to what to do with my life when I am fearful of the unknown. I have a little secret that I'm going to share with you. Everyone is nervous about growing beyond what they think they know. Everyone. Because it means it's different than what you believe it must be. Until the moment comes when you are willing to allow yourself to grow beyond what you've already figured out growth means, you will be nervous in anticipation of a movement into the unknown. This is the nature of growth. Prove it to yourself. Pick like something you would like to do. You've already done this. I'm talking not only to you, Dominic, I'm talking to all of us. And attempt to do it and find out how difficult it is. You have to concentrate. You have to let go of your nervousness and fear to continue. You have to let go of your decision making. That's not what I want to do. That doesn't make any sense. In other words, that means I can't figure it out right now. That's what it means. And then slowly begin to make sense of whatever it is and find that it's becoming interesting. And you know that the next step is a difficult step to go into a deeper level of attempting to understand, to making it more conscious in your life. Part of what you do, as opposed to being part of what you put down. This is training in our lives for engaging with the unknown. How we normally cope with that is we build frameworks. We get engaged with things that are involved with frameworks. Spiritual engagement is no different than that. There are many frameworks. Religious frameworks, counter-religious frameworks. Frameworks that are there that we grab onto, that feel a little closer to what we might personally be comforted by. Because once we get to know the framework, then we become more comfortable. We know the framework. We understand what it is. We really don't. We memorized it. It's become a part of us. Engaging in it and through it is a different story. But as long as we hold that framework to be an act of spiritual growth, then that framework will support us in the remaining of a similar place within our lives. And that is comforting to us. Not a negative thing. Please. Not negative. Comforting. And that is an expression within us of where we can go. So understand, look for the common bond, commonality in all frameworks. See if there is one for you. I could say there's one for me, but that's only one person. You look for that framework within you. Try to figure out what it might be. And see, often, the framework is very much involved with you being right about what you think, how you do things. Recognize that that is a step in understanding frameworks. The framework that you're protecting is how you view the universe, how you view the world. Basically, how you think the world should be to be more right than other ways of being. We all get involved with this because it's part of the nature of enabling us to be okay in our day-to-day. And our day-to-day can be vulnerable if you allow yourself to see that. But nobody wants to be vulnerable all the time. That's why slowing down the process of growth is so important while not knowing that you're doing it. Usually a telltale sign is the excitement that you have about doing it your way, and your way is a pretty good way. And the defenses that you use to defend your way, hard to see. Not negative. Not at all. And the nervousness or fear. It's scary to walk into the unknown. So that's why we go slow into this growing process. When I say we, I mean wherever you are in it. I don't care where you think you are. Wherever you are, the next step comes after where you are. Not remaining in where you are. There's not a lot of control over that, but there is a lot of control about remaining where you are. This is the nature of how we do things. None of us are not susceptible to this. You may think you are, but you're not. Go slow. Be respectful of other people's growing process. This is really difficult for some. And the sum I'm thinking about is roughly about 98%, maybe. So that includes a lot of us. And being in having respect for that means you can begin to have respect for your own. Meaning, not judge you because you don't live up to the criteria that a true spiritual being might be, and you have no idea what that is. But you may have a framework that says, this is how it is. Under those circumstances, you are protecting the framework. You're protecting the self-centered aspect that we all have within us for the purpose of being okay in our day-to-day. These are fundamentals that are never talked about too often, because in the speaking about them, it becomes concerning. We're not doing something right, or we're doing something right and no one else is doing something right. This is not reality. This is imposing constructs on how things have to be this way or that way, based on the definitions that you've come up with internally around how things should be. Things should be different in our world from time to time. We all know that. Contribute to that difference. Be respectful and kind to other people. The best you can. Sometimes that's difficult. Because, a couple of reasons. Number one, how they're acting is not helpful to others, especially to you. How you're responding is the only way you can come up with, because it's the nature of you to do so. Therefore, you must protect how you do it versus how others do it. This is what we do every day of our lives in subtle ways. And we're trying to break through that seemingly permanence of a chrysalis that wraps around us to help us to be okay in the eyes of us. We have to do it this way until we don't. Therefore, each of us relates to having our own way of doing it. That one is hard to let sink in. But we're doing something similar to others. And that is also hard to make sense of. It's very interesting, this thing called spiritual growth. It's not we all align together on an idea, and therefore we're the only ones that know. It's more like looking out at everyone and realizing that they're having a difficult time going through them, in the same way that it's possible that from time to time we might be. It is my hope if it were ever possible that we can begin to understand that in an active way, meaning by doing it ourselves at least a few times out of 10, recognizing what we do and how we do it, not seeing it as bad, but saying, okay, I'm following a line of expression. So I have to be careful with words. That aligns with my way of thinking, because that's what we do basically. And if I could do it slightly different from time to time, and be sincere with it, and recognize how difficult it was to do it from time to time, so therefore not be personally thinking that you did it all the time because you did it a few times, you would suddenly come face to face with the reality of a recognition that something else is in you at that time. A sense of almost awe, but not awe. A sense of recognition that you're not considering yourself superior to others for having done it 2 or 3 times in a row. And that is a moment where you say, okay, all right, I'm doing something different than I could before. Something is moving in me. All of a sudden, you're a part of something else for those times, not the other times that come after it yet, but a part of something else. And you perceive that as being almost helped to see it and do it. I can only see that from my perspective. You have to see it from yours. It's your experience or something you will fight against with teeth clenched. But that is an aspect of inner growth. It doesn't mean you're all grown up. But yes, in that space, from time to time, real important statement there. There is a building of trust that can occur in those moments. And in those moments, it's almost as if you're not trying to hurt anybody. You're just trying to understand. You can call that wisdom, but an attempt to understand you as well as others is the beginning of wisdom, not the full enchilada. We continue. And whatever you reach within yourselves is the precursor to a new beginning. And that is wonderful. So I wish us all well in that one, as I would hope that you would wish others as well the best in relationship to continual small little recognitions of growing. I think we'll meditate now for about an hour. Please, if you find it in your hand or your heart to send in some more of these wonderful questions, I'd really appreciate it. Really helps us all. And now we will meditate.
Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Mamba Lalita Devi Amba Lalita Devi Parabhakti Varade Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Amba Lalita Devi Maya Vishwamohini Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Amba Lalita Devi Ishwari Narayani Nam शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके देवी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते Panchadashatmekyasvarupaye Namo Namaha. Sada Panchadashatmekyasvarupaye Namo Namaha. Om Vajramanikya Kataka Kiritaye Namo Namaha. Vajramanikya Kataka Kiritaye Namo Namaha. Om Kasturi Tilakola Sanitilaye Namo Namaha. Kasturi Tilakola Sanitilaye Namo Namaha. Om Hasmare Kankitala Sanvastakaye Namo Namaha. Hasmare
Now we'll just do the balancing and the grounding. And have a good evening, everybody.